Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to a new lore chapter, where I'll expose to you the lore and background of a clear subject. I'm your host Azelrix, and today, big surprise, I was born in Quebec, which means I am a French Canadian, which means I speak French, which means most of my childhood was composed of European French product and American product translated in French. One of those French products is the MMORPG Dofus, but also the eponymous manga, the game and French anime Wakfu. All of those products are set in the same universe, called the Krosmoz universe, and today I'm going to explain to you how the Krosmoz was born and developed by one of the most important people, the Heliotrops. It begins like every good creation story begins. In the beginning, there was nothing, and from that nothing, something was born. Arceus for Pokemon, for example, and in the Krosmoz universe, two entities were created. The Heliotrop goddess, representing pure energy of blue Wakfu, and her brother, the Great Dragon, representing pure stasis in purple. Together, they created the Krosmoz, with multiple galaxies and planets, and on one of those planets was born the Heliotrop people, named after their goddess. Those people were led by the Council of Six Heliotrops and their 6 dragon siblings. Those members gained the right to lead the people because they had a special immortality power. This is a Dofus. When an Heliotrop and his brother dragon both dies, their Wakfu runs back to their Dofus. The egg will eventually hatch and they will begin a new life. All last life they lived erased from their memory, of course, except for one Heliotrop, Kilby, and spoiler alert for those who do not have read the manga or saw the TV show, that did not end well for him. The Council of Six include the teachers, Glip and his brother Balthazar, the wise Mina and her brother the powerful Phyris, one of my favorite dragons actually, the playful Nora and the dragon Ephraim, the inventor Kilby and his sister Shinonome, my favorite pair, the prophet Shibi and his awesome brother, the dragon Grugalorogran, and last but not least, the King Hugo and his dragon brother Adamai. So, on the Heliotrop world, everything was good, and one day, Kilby decided to invent the Heliocube, a battery that stores Wakfu and the Zenith spaceship. Then, the Mechasm race that uses stasis instead of Wakfu attacked the Heliotrop world and went all Fire Nation on their asses. Why did they attack? Because Kilby, that moron, decided that it was a good idea to steal the heart of the Mechas Argonax. Hugo decided to hide the children in another dimension to protect them under the surveillance of Balthazar, a world where there is no time. So 10,000 years later, they were still kids. Their home rage ravaged by war, the Heliotrop Council fled their world and found the primitive world, which is now known as the World of 12, in reference of the 12 gods. This is the world where you play as your Dofus character, by the way. At this time, there was no trace of human on this world. After a while, Argonax, the Mechas, managed to find the new world, and once again the Heliotrop were under attack because Kilby still had not gave the heart back. No, what an idiot! Once was not enough. You had to take the heart and not give it back. You know what, Kilby? You're an asshole. The Mechasm won this war. The children were still hidden in the timeless dimension, and Nora was tasked to push back the invaders. That's when Hugo, as the rightful king, finally decided to lock up Kilby in the white dimension, but Hugo died and was reincarnated 10,000 years later. 10,000 years while Kilby was still in the white dimension with no one to talk to, alone, planning his revenge and getting madder and madder every single day of his life. Hugo was adopted by a bounty hunter named Alibert, while his brother Adamai was raised for 12 years by Grugelrogran. They eventually meet up, found back the Elia Cube, and accidentally freed Kilby from his prison. As mentioned before, Kilby remembered what Hugo had forgotten and took advantage of that fact to convince Hugo and his friends that he was the king of the Heliotrops. Kilby usurpated the throne. Eventually, Kilby tried to get his Dophos back to leave the planet, but the Zenith is a so powerful ship that make it fly would take all the world's Wakfu, destroying it in the process. Adamai tried to stop him, but got his ass handed to him, so Hugo and his friends, helped by the power of the dragon Phyris, managed to defeat Kilby and to lock him up once again in the White Dimension, declaring that the world was not ready to meet the Heliotrops' children still in the Timeless Dimension under the care of Balthazar. Kilby was not the first menace faced by Hugo, Adamai, Grugelrogran, and the rest of the character in the Wakfu TV show, and he was far from being the scariest villain. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. In the meantime, you now know how the Krosmoz was created and how the Heliotrop people developed on our world. This was the first video I did on the Krosmoz universe. This universe is massive and I will do at least 2 other videos on it. Subscribe and activate the bell to be sure to see that, and as always, thanks for watching.